Steampunk. This is your host, SteamPunk Bob, and today we're lighting up the Shadowgrounds. Shadowgrounds. As soon as I started playing it, I was reminded of Alien Breed. Remember how I said that while the camera never felt quite right to me in Alien Breed, I couldn't think of how to do it better? Well, I now know how I would do it better. Our character in Shadowgrounds always faces up. If you move the mouse to the side, the world rotates. It takes very little getting used to, and it just feels right. Speaking of things that just feel right, this is another game starring a space mechanic. But on a normal day, when he doesn't expect to fight monsters, he's armed with nothing. No gun, but I have a flashlight. You don't get your basic pistol until after you've seen a few monsters. After my complaints about starting with 2 guns but no flashlight in Alien Breed, that was quite refreshing. This story, unlike Alien Breed or Dead Space, does not take place on board a spaceship, another refreshing break from rote. Instead, it happens on the heavily terraformed Ganymede, a moon of Jupiter. Now, I realize they used super advanced magical sci-fi technology to do this, but wouldn't Ganymede be amazingly stupidly cold? Some basic Google research, and I was able to get a rough distance of a bit over 483 million miles from the Sun to Ganymede. Now, obviously, that changes at different parts of its orbit, as it's a moon, but it's roughly 93 million miles from the Sun to the Earth. Ganymede is roughly 5 times further away from the Sun than the Earth is. Actually, that varying distance from the Sun brings up another issue. Wouldn't there be non-insignificant times where the Sun is completely blocked by Jupiter? I assume that, given how comparatively little solar energy Ganymede would be getting, this wouldn't be too big a deal, but wouldn't it mess people up to have a strange new system of daylight? Wikipedia says Ganymede has a 7-day orbit around Jupiter with the same side facing it like our own moon, and okay, I feel better now. One thing I don't feel better about is this Jane character. She's a current Space Marine, as opposed to our player character who is a former, somewhat disgraced Space Marine. She gets nothing done. When we explore a spaceship, she guards the civilian and says they'll take the bow of the ship and I can cover the stern. That's fine. Except once I get into the ship, my mission is to go to her end of the ship and unlock the door so that she can actually get in. We need to send an emergency message. She stands by the communications equipment, and I go fight monsters to turn it on. Now, I understand that by definition the player should be doing the most interesting stuff in the game. I'm playing this game so I can shoot alien space spiders with a minigun after all. But it feels like this character was created so they could have a strong female presence. But then they forgot to actually give her anything useful to do. She's not just a transparent damsel in distress, at least. You don't spend the entire game rescuing her in different maps, but it's just that if they wanted to make her an action girl, they should have made her an action girl. If they didn't want to have her fighting battles on different fronts than you, or kicking ass in different areas of the facility than you're in, then why not make her a linguist, or a chef, or a tourist, or anything but a space marine? When the gameplay is concerned, this game does a pretty good job. You very rarely feel like you're spinning your wheels and wasting time. You get new weapons at a very nice pace. You can upgrade them at a comfortable speed. I always feel like the controls are responding properly. You get plenty of new monsters to fight. The only issue I have is the bizarrely metagame system of lives. When you're killed, you somehow get beamed to a previous safe location. Then you get up. Then the game tells you how many respawns you have left. Oh, and the direction of the mouse wheel scrolling through your weapons is the reverse of tradition. Normally in a first-person shooter, scrolling up equips your weaker weapons, but here it's the opposite. Still, a nice 4 out of 5 fires. Cole's a story to tell. I haven't finished Shadowgrounds yet, so I don't completely know the source of the alien monsters that seem to have appeared from nowhere. I suspect it's from this setting's evil, stupid corporation, like Aliens Weyland-Yutani or something. The story thus far isn't bad, it's just not been very engaging. Though, to be fair, most of the story's focus has been very tightly on me trying to rescue civilians rather than any larger scale stuff. The lack of interesting content, though, leaves me with a 3 out of 5. Steam is our graphic and sound quality. The graphics feel fairly amateur at times. They're better than I can do, but I'm incompetent. The voice work is also really sloppy, and that's something I can do better. The graphics are good enough, I guess, but I can really only give Shadowgrounds a 2 out of 5 Steam score. Now, fun and polish, the game does really well. I was always having fun. Weapon upgrade system was quick and smooth to work with. You get a lot of weapons, all of which are very fun to use against the alien menace. This gives a shocking 5 out of 5. Shadowgrounds earned a 14 out of 20, and it was a fun experience. Honestly, it was scarier for me than Alien Breed, with, in ways, some better atmosphere. I kind of wish I could throw the two games in a blender, take the gameplay from Shadowgrounds and the better graphics and acting from Alien Breed. Anyway, this is SteamPunk Bob, out.
They're all dead. Sliced, diced, and cut in half. I don't like this.
I don't like this? That's what you say when you find something weird, not when you find your coworker's entrails decorating a room.